My husband brought a young woman home saying she was his daughter, but she made it clear she came to take my place. If you like stories that make you question what you'd do in the same situation, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Trying Again, for more real-life stories like this one. I never imagined something like this could happen to me. Not after 20 years of marriage, not after everything we'd built together. My husband, Richard, and I have been together since our mid-20s. We've had our ups and downs, what couple doesn't, but I always believed we were solid. We had one grown son, a peaceful home, and a quiet life. Then, one afternoon, he came home looking nervous. I noticed right away the way he avoided eye contact, how his voice trembled slightly. He said, "There's something I need to tell you, and someone I want you to meet." I thought maybe it was a relative, maybe someone from his side of the family. But when the door opened, a young woman, maybe 19 or 20, walked in. She was beautiful, too beautiful, confident, well-dressed, and oddly comfortable for someone stepping into a stranger's house. Richard said, "This is Emma, my daughter, from before we met." For a moment, I didn't understand. My husband had never mentioned another child, not once. I stood there frozen, trying to process. He added quickly, "I didn't know about her until recently. Her mother reached out. She's had a tough time, and I want to help her." I nodded slowly, forcing a smile, even though my chest was tight. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to do the right thing, to be welcoming. Emma smiled politely at me, but there was something in her eyes I couldn't read. Not anger, not fear, something else. Something colder. Over the next few weeks, she started staying with us. At first, I tried to make her comfortable. I cooked for her, talked to her, even helped her find some part-time work. But something was off. She'd watch me. Not like a curious guest, but like someone studying a competitor. I remember one morning she walked into the kitchen wearing one of my sweaters. Not a borrowed one I had left folded in my drawer the night before. When I asked about it, she smiled and said, "Oh, Dad said I could wear it. It looks better on me, don't you think?" The way she said, "Dad," made my stomach twist. Richard brushed it off, saying, "Come on, she's just trying to feel at home." But that wasn't all. She began joining our dinners, sitting next to him, laughing at every joke, touching his arm as if to make a point. She'd interrupt me when I spoke, correcting little details of our stories that she could possibly not know. She'd say things like, "Dad told me you never wanted more kids," or "He said you don't like when he stays out late, but I think you should give him some space." Each word was a small knife. When I confronted Richard about it, he sighed. "She's just adjusting. She's had no father figure her whole life. Don't make this harder than it already is." So I stayed quiet. I didn't want to be the villain. I didn't want to be the wife who couldn't accept her husband's long-lost daughter. But deep down, something didn't feel right. One evening, after dinner, Emma helped me clean the table. I tried to make conversation, to understand her. I said softly, "It must have been hard growing up without him." She looked at me, smiled slightly, and said, "It was, but I'm here now, and it planned to stay. This house feels like where I belong." Then she leaned closer, her voice almost a whisper. "You've had him long enough." I froze. "What do you mean?" She shrugged. "I mean, he's my father, and he needs me, maybe more than you need him." Then she smiled again and walked away, leaving me standing there, dish towel in hand, heart racing. I told Richard what she said. He looked stunned, then angry, but not at her, at me. "She didn't mean it that way. You're twisting her words," he snapped. It was the first time in years he had raised his voice at me. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing her voice in my head. You've had him long enough. Over the next days, the tension grew unbearable. Emma started making subtle comments about how the house should be redecorated. She suggested moving furniture, changing colors, replacing old photos. One day I came home to find a family picture, just me, Richard, and our son, removed from the hallway. In its place, a photo of Richard and Emma, smiling. Just the two of them. I asked her why she took it down. She said, "It's time for new memories." Richard stood there, silent. That silence broke something in me. If you're still listening to this, hit subscribe on Trying Again, because what happens next, I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't lived through it. A week later, Richard called me. He said Emma had moved out. Apparently, she'd been caught taking money from his business account. She disappeared as quickly as she came. He sounded broken, alone. I listened in silence, then said, "You let her take everything. Not just money. You let her take our life apart." He didn't deny it. Sometimes I wonder if she really was his daughter. There was never a DNA test. Maybe she was. Maybe she wasn't. But either way, she succeeded in showing me something I'd ignored for years. That trust, once broken, never heals the same. If you've ever let someone into your life who slowly turned your world upside down, you'll understand the kind of quiet destruction I lived through. Not all betrayals happen loudly. Some happen one small moment at a time. A sweater borrowed, a photo replaced, a voice whispering, "You've had him long enough." Subscribe to Trying Again for more true stories like this. Stories that make you question what you'd do if it happened to you.